Throughout the years of the internet, popular Ragdoll games have sprawled up and been praised for how fun they can be. On a computer game, a character can be influenced by actual laws of physics, resulting in every move being always different from one another. These include games such as Happy Wheels, Fun with Ragdolls, and Goat Simulator, which are three very different games but have their own charm to them. The game I will be talking about today is much like the Windows game from 2006 called Ragdoll Masters. Its more forgotten sibling game is its 3D counterpart Rubber Ninjas. The clear major differences between these two games is the difference between 2D and 3D environments, but besides that, these games share many similarities. Both of these games take place in a zero-gravity environment and much more, including the model designs of the characters and the ragdoll physics. However, Rubber Ninjas I would say is superior in its game design. Each level consists of being inside of a sphere which the characters uses as an arena, while in the 2D game this sort of structure is impossible to create, usually only resulting in a square or level design based without the confines of depth. Rubber Ninjas has a series of 16 weapons and 20 characters by default that you can play with without modification. Even though there are more characters that do exist in the game's files, they cannot be played unless you implement them into your own modification, which we will talk about later. There are two modes of the game that you can play. These are single player and two player. For the single player, there are 6 campaigns that you can play. Each campaign has 10 levels by default. Like any game progression, each level increases in their difficulty and in enemy numbers. Well, sort of. Different types of enemies are also stronger than others, so one level might have one really strong enemy, while another one might have 3 weaker enemies that still pose an equal or greater challenge, which include different types of characters for each theme. Also, another thing to note is for each level background, there's a pretty badass digital drawn artwork for each of the level's arena. I can definitely see the inspiration of Mortal Kombat in these background characters, but other than that, they serve no significance to the gameplay at all. Speaking of background, the music as well contains 5 songs. 4 of these songs are from Kevin MacLeod, which you've probably heard the name before. He's created some of the most varied royalty-free music that's out there on YouTube that you can use without copyright restrictions whatsoever, and almost practically every genre that you can think of, who also has some of the most iconic music on YouTube. The way in which the levels work is extremely simple. You must damage the other player or NPC with your ragdoll's hitboxes until they break and explode. When a player or NPC is damaged, they spill star particles. Blood is not an original idea for this game, but stars are quite interesting. Some characters will have more health than others, but depending on how many enemies there are, their health will even out, so the fight is more possible to finish. For example, if you have 10 health and you're fighting another character with 10 health, which means that's how many times you have to hit them, you have an equal amount. But if you have 2 characters with 10 health and you have 10 health, that would be 10 versus 20 health. But if you have 2 characters that have 6 health, that's 12 health versus 10 health, so it's more equaled out. Also, the robot characters spill yellow particles instead of red ones. That's a nice little detail. In 2-player mode, however, the mechanics are the same, but there's more customization in your character, including a customization screen. In 2-player, there's no campaign. Instead, player 1 and 2 fight each other to the death. With each round, the keybinds are a bit awkward because they require you to play on the same keyboard. You can use arrow keys, while 2-player you use the arrow keys and also the W, A, S, and D keys. Also, I should point out Moist Critical played this game a while ago.
Everybody, it's Critical. I'm playing a game called Rubber Ninjas. It's right now 4:40 in the morning. I'm tired, but I'm gonna play this game. I'm commentating it while I play it. Let's do this shit. Rock and fucking roll. Level 1. Level 1. Wow. Huge collision. And I didn't touch a single key, move my mouse, touch my wiener, or even look at my nipples to accomplish such a bone-crushing attack.
I would say the biggest downside of this game is not the game itself, but rather the 2-player mechanic, as playing on the same keyboard is never ideal for any type of game. At that point, you would just want your own controller. If you are interested in playing the game yourself, I will have a link to the game's website. Although there have been no significant updates since 2015, the email may be inactive, but I don't actually know that. So the demo is free, but it's pretty boring. It only has 3 levels in its campaign and no other campaigns, while 2-player has no customization. You play as a default blue and red character. So you're better off getting the full version of the game, even though it's just shy of $20. A bit expensive for a game like this, but once you've bought the game, you will be given a members area code, and if you memorize yours, you can download the game an unlimited amount of times. Just make sure you don't lose it. When you download the game, it always comes with a modification guide on a PDF that explains to alter the game. By going into your game's files that you can edit using a text editor software, which you should be able to find in your file explorer, you can customize your own characters and weapons, but also the background, and you can even add more levels too. So it goes a lot deeper than just the characters. The game's design is really simple. As long as you follow the guide, it should be very easy to figure out how it works. Such things that you can customize is the size of the character, the color, or the weapons, or the type of weapons that you have, how much damage they do, how much health your character has, how many characters there are in the arena, etc. Figuring it out should be relatively easy either way. Other than that, that's all I have for this video. I have a Discord server, go check it out if you like Terraria and Minecraft. And other than that, I will see you all in the next video. Check out my other videos. See ya!